Two empires are burning whole star systems to settle a question about the meaning of life. Trillions will die. And here, at the edge of all that fire, is the war as most people actually live it. A battered junk ship, a captain who is mostly ego, and a crew who would gut you for a decent payday. Iain Banks called the ship the Clear Air Turbulence. There is nothing clear and no air, and the only turbulence is the people inside. When we last left Horza, the shape-shifting changer, he had been pulled from execution and handed an impossible job: cross a war zone and steal a fugitive culture mine. He has no army, no fleet, so he does what desperate people in any war do. He signs on with mercenaries. Cracklin's Free Company is a freelance raiding outfit, the kind that picks the bones of a galactic conflict too big to even notice them. They fly the Clear Air Turbulence, a worn mercenary starship held together by salvage and spite. To earn his bunk, Horza first has to fight the man whose place he wants. He wins. That is the job interview. Here's the first big idea, and it is structural. Banks is showing you the war from the gutter, not from the bridge. Most space opera puts you with the admirals, the chosen heroes, the people who decide. Banks puts you with the people who get decided about. The grunts, the looters, the ones whose names the history books will never record, who die for a cut of cargo, not for a cause. The grandest war in the galaxy, seen from its cheapest seats. And the crew is the whole point. They are gloriously, specifically human, even the ones who aren't. There's Yalsin, a tough, lightly furred mercenary woman who becomes the closest thing Horza has to a partner, and the closest thing this book has to a warm heart. There's Wubslin, the engineer who loves the ship's machines more than any person. Dorlo, quietly, fiercely religious. Nyson, who drinks and sings to keep the dark out. Avagar, the old one, careful with his money and his life. They are not a band of brothers. They are co-workers who happen to carry guns. The second big idea is Craiklin himself, the captain. He is not a great leader. He is a brand. He poses, he postures, he treats his people as expendable inventory. Banks uses him to puncture a fantasy the genre loves, the dashing rogue captain. Strip off the swagger and you find a frightened man running a small business in a market that kills its workers. The romance of the mercenary life is a story the mercenaries tell so they can keep getting on the ship. And the third idea is the quiet cruelty of scale. These people will raid a temple, lose half their number, and it will not change the war by a single decimal place. Banks keeps reminding you how small they are, but he refuses to make them small to us. Their fear is total. Their deaths are absolute. That gap between cosmic insignificance and personal totality is the engine of the entire novel. This is Banks declaring his method on the very first culture novel. He built a utopia of near infinite power and then chose to show it through the eyes of the powerless and the opposed. The Clear Air Turbulence is his thesis in metal. Glory belongs to the minds and the empires. Suffering belongs to the people in the hold. By riding with the looters, Banks asks the question that haunts all of space opera, and almost none of it dares. When the great forces clash, who actually pays? It is grubby, funny, doomed, and deeply human. It is the war with the mythology scraped off. Every empire is built on the backs of people who never make the history books. Banks just decided to ride with them. Next time, the crew takes a job that goes catastrophically wrong in the Temple of Light, where being no one finally has a price.